Welcome back to Nuclear News. First up, price action. Let's dive right in. Year to date, the Sprott Uranium Miners ETF is up 13%. The S&P 500 is only up 3.95%. So once we start seeing favorable macroeconomics, uranium massively outperforms just about everything else. The World of Engineering Twitter account came out and said to generate the same amount of electricity, a coal power plant gives off at least 10 times more radiation than a nuclear power plant due to the elements in the ash. And Elon Musk says nuclear is way safer than coal. And so people are starting to realize this. The U.S. nuclear industry is making a comeback as public and private money pours in. Nebraska Utility reviews sites for small modular reactors using U.S. pandemic aid. The Nebraska Public Power District is using federal funding to consider nuclear power for grid reliability and its impact on low-income communities. So you have the federal government subsidizing nuclear. Holtec seeks $7.4 billion loan for expansion tied to new reactor. Holtec International has applied for a $7.4 billion federal loan to fund expansion expected from future sales of a company-designed nuclear reactor. Again, even though it's the biggest government in the world, it's not the only government pumping money into this space, investing in nuclear technology. Saudi-U.S. partnership to develop clean and nuclear energy. The partnership framework for clean energy development between the two countries has identified the cooperation fields in which KSA and the U.S. will work to enhance in order to achieve their ambitions, spreading clean energy and climate action. Then you have the UAE pledging to invest $30 billion in Korea at Summit. Where is all that money going to go? It is almost impossible to finish constructing a nuclear power plant within a promised deadline, a senior presidential official said. During the past 14 years after signing the Baraka deal, there were many events, but Korea has been constructing reactors within the promised budget and deadline. The UAE president said Korea's execution of its promise was miraculous. So we have global adoption of nuclear expanding. Japan, US to cooperate over next generation nuclear reactors. Bulgarian Parl approves talks with the U.S. for 2 new nuclear reactors. So the U.S. is not just subsidizing nuclear in the United States, they're subsidizing it all around the world. Spain, nuclear continues as backbone as power generation. Fleet consistently generates about 20% of electricity. Nuclear energy becomes top electricity source for Pakistan. In December, out of a total pie of electricity generated from all sources, the share of nuclear energy was 27.15% and growing. So it's pretty obvious that nuclear power is going to be the backbone of electricity generation globally, and that share is going to increase because we're starting to see some serious money pour into it. And let's not forget, it's all going to be made possible by not only scarce uranium above ground supply, which means we're going to have to get a lot more out of the ground to fund this power generation, but it's also going to be made possible by revolutionary technology. Small modular reactors could hold key to electrifying heavy transport, according to a Michigan study. Distributed energy resources, including nuclear, can help affordably reduce emissions associated with heavy-duty vehicles relative to building traditional grid infrastructure. Traditional grid infrastructure is going away. We're relying on small modular reactors. We're staying on top of this growing nuclear renaissance.